morning, fellow traders. It is Thursday, July the 25th, just coming on 4:30 in the morning over there on your time. And I'm referring back to a week and a half ago, the OPEX week ending July 19th watch email that everybody received. And as we discussed, moving down forward and counting the number of days since a minus 2% trading session took place, is how we were looking for a red week a week ago and looking for the drop because we were looking for a red week. And I posted in there 54.85, 54.45 is the max downside for the full moon. Did this for two reasons. Number one, because it was the max downside for the full moon. Number two, because there are some who refuse to put in any effort whatsoever, zero. They want to open up trading platform, cell phone, laptop, see what's been written, push some buttons. And when they make money, they're smart. And when they lose money, it's my fault. And this is why yesterday I had 7 old members, a lot of them who were only around for a month. They all joined yesterday. They all joined right before the opening bell. And I sent every one of them their money back. Because when you're out, you're out. Unless I see that you have put in effort. Unless I have spoken with you. Unless I have at least seen that there is a purposeful reason why you need to take a break. I don't need you. I don't want you. Just like Fidel Castro threw out all the fucking criminals, I throw out all the shitty traders. I do not need you. So, onward and upward with this. SPX, you got your minus 2% day. Boom. Notice, okay? Notice how you did not get a 100-point range day. Just take notice. That's all I'm saying to you. Same as what we had back here on July 18th. Gapped up, sold down. Did not have a minus or a 100-point range day. We did notch out our minus 2% day. 357 is now in the books. Boom. Broke the safe edge on the bottom. Very obviously, you'd have to be a fucking idiot to be playing the safe edge on the bottom. But the trade that I put out there for you on Monday for the 55.50, 55.45 calls for Friday tomorrow, they're down to fucking 20 cents. So you're up 150% on it. Take the money. So now what do we do? That's what everybody's wondering. And I'll get into that as we start going through this, because over here on the QQQ, you broke a pretty big fucking number there, breaking down below 473. Big range, 11.68 points. Big, huge down day, down 3.77%. Because guess what, people? The AI trade is over. And with all of the weight inside of AI, it's time to do some homework. So, looking over on the SPX as well, coming down to where we are, we get a green check mark because we came down to minus 3%. We actually dropped down a little bit more than 4%. I can't put a green check mark here because I don't have a column, but guess what? We got the 23.6 retracement back to the April lows. We did not get to the 23.6 retracement back to the October of 2023 lows. And we did not get minus 5%. We did not get the 38.2 retracement back to the April lows. So what we got was exactly what I was trying to sell everybody, was a dip. And that dip is now completing, and we will start to progress forward. And because it is all inside of the QQQ, if you are choosing to buy the dip, like I mentioned yesterday, this is where you're going to be choosing to buy the dip. And very easily, very easily, 474 is your high yesterday. So that is as high of a strike that you want to be looking. 470, 475. there's this thing called the FOMC meeting. A couple of people that all meet together and make a decision that matters for everybody. That's going to be happening on July 31. On July 31, we aren't going to move all day long until that meeting happens at 2 o'clock. So if you're going to be buying calls on QQQ, you're going to be buying July 31 or July 30, or if you want to go out and buy the August 2s, you're going to get Amazon and Apple, I'm pretty sure, are reporting on Thursday, August 1. That's as far out as you want to go, because all that we're looking at here is a bounce. Nothing more than that. So I bring you onto the charts. SPX, very clean, very perfect, very almost orchestrated, as you could say. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where did the 5 come to? 5 came down to the 50-day moving average. Where did the 5 come to? It broke 54.45. It went down to 54.20. And at 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday, even though I had no power, 3 days in a row, I'm running on generators, making an effort to make sure that you guys are up to date, because I know that this is going to be taking place. 3:30 in the morning, I'm telling you, minus 2% where it's at, because you're already there. You've already started this. Actually, yeah, my internet was down yesterday and we got it fixed. So again, coming through here, just looking at where we're at, running through, and where I made my massive mistake, huge mistake, and that was 20 points to go for 54.46 at 11 o'clock in the morning. I would not buy any dip until the SPX -2 is in the books. Again, right there, if buy the dip will be the July 31 FOMC day, gap fill, QQQ 480 or lower calls, 2 o'clock, 54.44 time. And then I put on here the asterisk, 54.29, 54.20 would be ideal. And where did we come down to? We came right down to 54.19.98. So enough with this shit, because people think like, oh, you got lucky. Well, you know what? I did get lucky. I got very lucky. 23 years ago, I got on a plane and I left the United States, and I have never, ever gone back to the United States. You're absolutely right. I got lucky. And every one of you should be as lucky as me. Instead of going to work and working for some fucking asshole that you don't like just so that you can pay your bills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I said, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's a little bit of a rant, but you know what? I don't really fucking care. Full moon low. Why is this the full moon low? Well, we'll go over that as well. Here's your full moon, July 21. July 21 took place on Sunday, okay? So you have 1, 2, 3, 3 days prior, 19, 18, 17, 17, 18, 19, 3 days prior, 22, 23, 24, 3 days after. I've done this enough times. So if you don't fucking believe it, go draw on your own chart. There's a schedule and calendar of full moons going back as many years as you want to go. And go and draw that circle on your full moon and go see what happens. And I guarantee you it will blow your mind. So this is our full moon. Now, why is this not a full moon high? And I tell you, because this took place 4 days prior to the full moon. And as much as I really want to go and put this full moon circle there, I can't. I can't do it. And the reason I can't do it is because of what we just saw here. And that was a beautiful first wave down. Picture perfect. In fact, while I'm here, let me go over there to that fucking special place. Oh my God, was that special. And we'll go here. This is July. This is July of 2023, right? I can probably pull it out on, no, I'm not going to be able to, so I'm not going to. This is July of 2023. This is July 27th of 2023. And you had your first wave down right in there into August 18th. Perfect full moon top. Boom. Extremely oversold and bounced right up into the next full moon. That's the way it played out last year. Where we're at right here is just a beautiful, beautiful move to the downside. And yeah, this is starting to become a little bit of a rant, but guess what? You're not going to be trading today because I'm going to give you the why not buy calls warning when we come into this. We did not fill that CPI gap. Okay, take that into consideration. You got a 4.40% dip, did not fill the CPI gap, did not fill the CPI gap. Over here on the IWM, well, this is gone now because IWM has already bounced. So that can be gone. IWM has made no movements whatsoever. IWM barely even participated yesterday. So that's where we're sitting there with that. Come on to the QQQ. A little bit lower here overnight, and now this gap has already been filled, as I can see with my blind eye, right down to 460. I don't know how many times we talked about 460, but you couldn't trade 460 anyway because it's happening overnight. Right on down to 460, a very clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, very, very clean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now, where should we bounce? Well, this is exactly what I'm trying to project here is our bounce coming here into the end of next week, July 31, August 1, August 2, should come up here right around 485, 485, 487. That's where we should be bouncing to. And then we get the next leg lower. But we should be bouncing up here into the 484, 487 range over the course of the next week. NDX, again, same thing. Very, very clean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the NDX, very clean as well. Completely filled the CPI gap from back there in June. Missed 19,784 for a perfect 1, boom, 1, boom, 1. This just layered itself beautifully for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where do you bounce? You bounce right about here into 19,870 on the upside. So around 870 points to the upside, and IWM is already trying to tell you that, guess what, guys? There's still a little bit of hope left. So I bring you over here onto the VIX. The VIX just hit 1912. Well, 1904. You just hit 19. If you missed this back here in April, I'll remind you about it over here because VIX needs propulsion. You need exuberance to push this VIX. And that's not there. You saw it yesterday, as yesterday was just a grind to the downside. Now, on your warning about buying the dip, volatility has come in. So your calls are going to be very, very expensive. July 31, QQQ 470 calls. $7 out of the money. They're $4 each. That ain't cheap. So if you are buying this dip, you need to understand when the VIX drops, volatility drops. The implied volatility pricing on your options drop. And thus, even though QQQ may be climbing to 470, the implied volatility is dropping down, and thus your calls are not appreciating. So I warn you about buying this dip. Tesla. Yeah. Okay, so you're 3 points off of 207. There's your 207 delivery. NVIDIA, minus 20%. Minus 20%. You're not to the earnings gap. You're not to the stock. So actually, yeah, you filled the stock split gap. That's what you've done. But you're not to the earnings gap where even going back a year ago, May, when they invented AI, you're not to that gap. But you're right here. You're at the big, massive, humongous, enormous 23.6 cluster right here at 107. That's more than enough out of NVIDIA. I wouldn't expect too much more. Visa, red on the year after having reported. Again, with Visa, nobody really cares about Visa because it's an old man stock, but it's telling you things are not what you think they are. You are going into the shit, and it's just around the corner. So that's where I leave you with. Yes, it's a little bit of a, warning. Yes, it's a little bit of a, hey, dude, you might be the executive vice president for Lazada, but you ain't got shit on me. I know this game better than 99% of the people out there. And me putting my effort out to try and help each and every one of you individually fight your demons that you have in your own world to be able to win at this video game, which is exactly what it is. When you join me and quit, I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. So with that, I leave you with, again, another insulting, very possible sensitive subject of having submitted my Kamala Harris 2024 presidential campaign theme song.
Do that dick hang low. If it do, I